Download the BCSN Plus app today.
Last week, 3 games for the Walleye, 3 wins for the Fish. As we welcome Matt Melzak from the Toledo Walleye organization. Thank you, Matt.
It made it an easy week for me. Calling a lot of victories is always easier.
You had that early morning game on Wednesday. First time in over 5 years the Walleye have won one of those school education games at home.
Yeah, it is amazing. They've actually won 3 on the road in that span, 2020 and then a couple in the spring of 2023. But man, it is wild to think that it has been that long since Toledo won a morning game at the Huntington Center, but it just has been. They just have not had a lot of success there, and they needed a good goaltending performance in the third period from Nolan Lalonde to have and hold on to a lead, which they did, and they got the win. They played much better Friday night. It showcased itself in a 5-2 win over the same team, but you know what? Hey, maybe you just needed to get a win on one of those, and hopefully it'll right itself, and they'll start winning some more in the morning.
Yeah, with Carter Geilander up at Grand Rapids, that means we've seen more Lalonde, and we've also saw Liam Solier make his first Walleye victory on that game.
Yeah, that Friday night game, and a tough part for him was the first shot went in as a goal. It wasn't even a shot; it was a pass across the goal mouth that went off of McKinnon's leg and in behind him. But boy, he rebounded after that. Only allowed 1 goal. It was in the third period when Toledo was already up 4-1 at that point. So, he did a great job just kind of calming things, looked very strong in it. And then you look at the way Toledo played in that game, and their second period was probably as good as they have played all year long for a period of hockey. They were all over Cincinnati in that second. They didn't allow a lot defensively, and they were very strong offensively.
And in that game, we saw another little piece of history. For just the 3rd time in franchise history, Walleye had an power play goal, shorthanded goal, even strength goal, penalty shot goal, and an empty net goal, hit all 5.
Yeah, you only have 5 ways to score, Mark. I mean, when you're looking at a score sheet, there's only X amount of ways you're going to find a way to score, and it's going to be designated. Those are it, and Toledo did it. Pretty impressive there in that Friday night, and then to follow it up with a great win against Fort Wayne in what was an outstanding hockey game. It went 2 hours and 14 minutes for a reason, because both of those teams could move it and there wasn't a lot of whistles, wasn't a lot of stoppages. You got 2 excellent teams that it's no surprise going into this week that they're 1-2 in the Central Division.
Now, we've talked in the past about how it's been a little bit of a slow start in terms of just not a whole lot of games, particularly the second half of October, started off November with not playing a lot of games. But that meant there was more practice time, more chance to get familiar with guys, because we've seen plenty of guys going up to AHL teams this past week, some new guys skating in, but they haven't really missed a beat.
No, they really haven't. We mentioned Will McKinnon there earlier, having that puck go off of him, but coming down from the Cleveland organization through Cleveland from Columbus. So, he gets an opportunity to get into a lot of games. You get to see physical body there, good player on that back end for the Toledo Walleye. So right now they have 3 contracted defensemen. When you're looking at Jacob Truscott, Nick Andrews, and then Will McKinnon. And then you look obviously at Nolan Lalonde and how he has played, allowing that 1 goal on Saturday against a very good Fort Wayne team. Very strong performance for him. You
mentioned they're coming from Columbus through Cleveland to Toledo. The Detroit Grand Rapids pipeline's still there as well. The Walleye are still the Red Wings ECHL affiliate, just that the Blue Jackets do not have an ECHL affiliate now.
They do not, so needing somewhere to place some players if they have any extras. Right now they do, because they're healthy in their organization. When you're talking about Columbus, you're talking about Cleveland. So now there's some extra bodies. Well, where do they place them? And so they go around and they're asking teams, hey, would you, help us out with giving us an opportunity to send a guy down so that he can play? That's where Toledo's come in for Columbus, and it has worked out so far.
Yeah, geography helping out, obviously.
No question.
Not being that far from Cleveland, obviously not that far from Grand Rapids either. And something else to keep an eye out throughout this week. January 2026, a new class of the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame will be inducted. All week long, we'll be learning who those new inductees will be.
Yeah, I can't wait. I know, Mark, you'll ask me next week. You'll be like, Matt, just take us through this class a little bit. I'll be happy to do it, because once I know who all is in as well, so I know it's going to be a good class. They've had so many good classes, and there's some names out there that are going to be interesting if they get in for sure. I know the fans voted on that already, and we're gonna see those names over the course of the week. I'm looking forward to discussing it with you next week, Mark.
Absolutely, looking forward to that next week. Looking forward to Walleye games all week long, Tuesday, and then Friday, Saturday at home right here on BCSN. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Mark.